I want to make people feel like this. And I like phoned my mom the next day and I was like, I'm going to be a DJ. And yeah, it just kind of snowballed from there. But I just love the spaces so much. And I think they're so important for a lot of people. And being able to be a part of that and create spaces and watch people like, you know, have such beautiful experiences to your music or just in a space you've created is a really beautiful thing.
100%. You mentioned your mom. You called your mom and all this stuff. How was her reaction when you told her that?
She loved it. I mean, she's also always loved music. She actually said that when she was pregnant with me, she was like lying on her side and she could hear her heartbeat. And she was like, you were like banging your fist on my stomach in time with my heartbeat. And she was like, you were born to DJ, you were beat matching before you were born. She loves it. She's been so supportive. Yeah.
That's beautiful. My second question is, what is the biggest lesson you've learned about your music scene?
Yo, that's a tough one. There's been so many. I think every time you go up, you learn something new about yourself. I think it's a very vulnerable thing, DJing. You give your energy to the crowd, and they're like just learning to be open enough and vulnerable enough to let the crowd in and really give them your energy in that way has been a big thing.
100%. Also, my biggest lesson for me, it was like also just enjoy the vibe and enjoy yourself. Don't be so worried about what other people think.
Yeah. No, exactly. And you have to play for yourself. If you're playing to try and please the crowd, they're never going to really have those like mind-blowing experiences that I've had listening to my favorite DJs. You have to really love what you're doing.
100%. Yeah. So, if you could create a track, who would you put on, or who would you like create a track with? That makes sense.
It's going to sound strange, but my favorite artist is one of my friends, and it's Keenan. His DJ name's Kong. And I think we have the same birthday. We're very similar. Our sounds, we're playing back to back at Physique. If anyone watching, be there. And I think I love his style, and I'd love to collaborate on a track with him someday, hopefully soon.
I think dreams. I also think he's dope for sure.
Yeah.
Like
you should
100%.
Get him on for an episode.
My one will be Sonic Bloom. I think he's really dope. I think he is really interesting, and the way he stuff is remarkable.
Yeah, no, I love Sonic. He's also a great person as well.
Also, I also found that you do other things on your bio. So
yes.
That's like
so I'm all in on events. It's all in the event scene. I have a marketing agency with another DJ. He's part of the Fog Show, Dave Iton. We run a marketing agency together, and we run like promotions for like Alcazar and the We Are Music People events, Bazik. A lot of Future Frequency. We do a lot of promotions and stuff for parties. And I also I've thrown a couple of my own events as well.
Why did you be part of that? That's why, like, why did you think it would fit to do that and be a part of that? And why did you think, if that makes sense?
It kind of just happened weirdly. When I first came into the scene, people would like ask me. They'd be like, "Oh, you know a lot of people. Would you be keen to run a promotion group for me?" And so I started doing that, and then I started working with Dave, and he was like, he sees potential in this, and he honestly, he really helped me to make it into something substantial. I was just saying because I love to be there.
100%. I also know that you are independent.
Yes.
Like, what is the most hardest thing, and why did you want to do it alone, or not alone per se, but
I think in the industry in general, it's very like connection based. I actually was in the process of starting a booking agency myself with Ivan, but I was just a bit too busy for it to go through. But yeah, I think the booking agency steps in and helps you to get those connections you can't if you can't do them by yourself, and in some cases get you bigger bookings, which I mean I'd love to do in the future. But for now, I'm pretty happy to like I know the people who run the places that I want to play. So just yeah.
It's, I also think it's just energy and also
Yeah.
about what place you are at in your career
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you really want to be managed, but like you also need to understand how the business side.
Yes.
It, it's not if you get signed right
Yeah.
and you end up doing all the work because or
Yeah.
manager that does all the work because you just don't want to or you just don't have the time to
Yeah.
and
I think
it's
yeah, unless you're getting a lot of bookings and you can't deal with the admin, which isn't that much, you don't really. I mean, yeah, I can see the benefits in both. Maybe I will hopefully one day sign somewhere, but for now I'm happy.
my other question to you is what has been your biggest highlights from you starting out and from playing all the
Different things for different reasons. I think Habitat was a big one for me. I really enjoyed getting, and it was a closing set at Habitat. That was like a dream. When I got the call that I got that booking, I was absolutely mind blown. But there's also been some really beautiful, like Lost City was absolutely beautiful. That was a highlight set for me. Yeah, I think between Lost City and also getting the booking for Bezique later this year, because that's also one of my favorites.
thing. It's all about it's also about self-belief and trusting yourself and
Yeah,
trusting your art. I
yeah,
think because all of us are growing in our art and that we just need to believe in ourselves enough. I
yeah,
think.
yeah, exactly.
My other question to you is what do you want to see more of in the music scene?
Yo, I think people supporting each other and not trying to compete. I think there's a lot of competitive energy in the scene between promoters and between artists. And I think the only way we're going to succeed is that what's that Nelson Mandela quote? Be if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I think if we want to go far, we need to start collaborating more and working together more and trying to help each other instead of trying to be at the top. You know?
100%. And also to add to that, I think also understanding the way that you want to you want to collaborate and the way that you want to do things. Like it's
Yeah,
okay. I want to do big stuff with big people, right? Doesn't
yeah,
matter. Great. The way that you did your other friend and said, "Jonga, I have an idea. Can we collaborate?" And then look at it now. Look, it grew to something.
yeah.
It's all about so, surrounding people who understand the right energy and
Yeah.
have the same energy.
Yes,
And
and have the same intentions for what they want to create in the scene. And there's so many, like I've found so many incredible people in the scene who've got such amazing intentions and so much to give. And I think a lot of people are very hesitant because it is a risk to like throw your own event or book a big international, take all of that onto yourself, that not enough people are doing it. And so that's why I think the only way we can get in artists that are going to inspire the scene to get more involved and get more like, yeah, in the electronic music scene is by working together to get those artists here and to put on really big productions, which we do have, but we could always have more.
to close off that point, when you said the internationals, I think the problem I have with the internationals, and it's just not the way to do it. It's just the way of like the way that people assume that okay, I can't get the international because you don't believe in yourself that you can.
Yes. Yeah.
Or you can just be like, okay, start small,
Yeah.
and it up. Like um, one of my favorite in Cape Town that I think is really doing incredible things. There's so many, but evolution or something. Ev-
Oh, yes. Yes. I've seen them.
Yes, and there's so many other things.
Mm.
Like if you want to do something in life, put yourself out there. I have a team
Yeah,
that's gonna grow. Cause you can't do things alone. Cause like
yeah,
otherwise you're gonna drain yourself.
yeah, yeah. And having a team is so important because when it comes to creating spaces, especially if one element of it slips, it can ruin the whole experience for people. So it's so important to have every single thing covered and have a team you can rely on when you're tired and when you're like drained. You have people you can trust to catch you. And I'm very lucky to have had that in my events.
100%. My other question to you is what is your process like when you are preparing for gigs and for big events like
Yeah,
first.
it it changes. It's changed quite a bit over time, and I think the process is always changing. But I kind of try to have a rough idea of, like, I almost visualize the stage that I'm going to be playing on. I find there's a difference between the music you play indoors versus outdoors, the kind of sounds that you play, yeah, it's quite different. So I'll go and find new music and put together a playlist. And if I get there, I'll read the energy of the crowd. If it's a really big show, I like to kind of prepare a little bit. But yeah, if that doesn't go well, I'll veer into and visualizing myself on that stage and what I would want if I was on the other side of that dance floor.
100%. My other question to you is, what's your essential things when you go to uh like when you are um creating something, whether it's an event, whether it's
Yeah.
whatever. So how does that process work?
Um, for DJing, headphones and two USBs. um, for yeah, essentials, honestly, just the team mostly, and some Red Bull every now and then.
I agree. I think it's really the essentials for me. I think it's also just the normal things,
Yeah,
but also just that okay, you got this. You have it. They would book.
yeah,
They know why they booked you in the first place. So believe in that,
yes, yes.
trust in that. But
Yeah, those preset anxieties never go away.
and also just believe, have the right people around you. I think up and coming artists nowadays are just being like, I want to be famous, I want to be famous, I want to be a, be a DJ because it's fun, or no, it is fun, 100%, but it's like it's a trend or
Yes.
whatever.
And those people come, you watch so many of them come in and out of the scene so quickly. Because if you're doing it to stay on trend, the people don't really connect with the music in the same way. They don't connect with you in that way that I was talking about in the beginning, of when you kind of give your energy to the crowd. If your energy is there to be famous or look cool or whatever it is, they can feel that and they don't connect with you. And that's the only way they really have a good experience.
100%. My favorite person in the world, like besides you, I think you should. Um, B type.
Yes.
You know, he is really doing crazy stuff
Yeah.
because, like, I'm blessed to have him on the show soon. So, the reason why I brought him up is because I thought he's the right example of just being and just understanding how business works, how performance works.
Yeah.
Because I feel like how you uh, read a crowd, how you understand
Yeah.
energies, how you read a crowd, and everything. It's really really important. But it's like I think for you also has been a great experience as well for you, or am I
No,
reading?
100%. Yeah, it's 100%. You're totally right there.
So, like, I think what you said about community is really important, and I think also people must just have the guts to be like, I if I want to do a party, I'm gonna do it, but with the right
Yeah.
intent,
Yeah.
right vibration, and the right promoter. Like promoters are really important, but DJs must also understand it's a family business here. Like you can't
Yeah.
be like I'm better. It's not a competition. It's not. We are a family. We are growing. We're learning.
Yeah.
The whole point. That's why I joined it in the first place. Besides
Yeah.
me enjoying the love of music.
Yeah. No, the community and the music go hand in hand here. I think like community and connection are one of our most like fundamental needs as humans. And I think we're very isolated from each other in like today's society. And I think these spaces are so important because it creates the opportunity for community and for connection with people, whether it's through music with the DJ, whether it's to the music itself or to somebody else on the dance floor. I think those experiences are so important, and it's so beautiful that we get to create them.
100%. My other is what kind of legacy would you like to leave in the music scene? I know it's like early.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I just staying true to what I love and only putting out sets and music and things that I love and that um that I can look back on, and it's always me, and just being authentic, and whether 10 people or 10,000 people remember me, I don't mind. I'm just here for
100%. I think what I would do is like what my legacy would be is like I want people to be like she did something unique and she did something
yeah,
special out of the ordinary,
yeah,
and she was lives with
yeah,
whatever, because I
yeah,
think we want to show people that we are more than what people think we are,
yeah,
if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. My other question to you is, yeah, what do you wanted to say something, right? So
Uh,
so
um, I think for me, in today's way of DJing, when it first started, if you watch all those documentaries back then, the DJ, you couldn't see the DJ. They were like back behind a curtain, and everybody faced each other on the dance floor. And I think now DJs have become very much in the spotlight, and I think it's becoming more and more about you and less about the music, in some cases. So I think, yeah,
it makes sense.
like yeah, leaving a
I,
legacy
I can
is
relate to that. I think we need more of like if we could have an event where there's a lineup, but they would not know who's the DJ. It would be like, okay, the only way they see them
yeah,
is that, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Like,
Because even the way DJ names started, they said that they created aliases for themselves when they DJed because it was about the music and not about them, and they didn't want to be like attached to the music that they make because then it would become about them. So that's why DJ names were created. And then obviously you couldn't see them, so it wasn't as much now. Like I think it was Deadmau or Diplo who said that if you can take the DJ away and replace them with a rock band, you're doing it wrong.
yes, I think
Yeah.
someone there. I think I think we need to um focus more on the music and
Yeah,
more on what and more on the why than the who,
exactly.
because it really makes a difference when you be like, okay, this is dope, and I don't know who this person is. Like, I think because social media, I love social media. I do it for a living. Um,
Yeah,
but it's a disadvantage because it's one of the disadvantages. One, it makes the promoters just book people, just book the because they look nice and but they but also they don't look at the technicalities,
yeah,
if that makes or thing. I can be fine, or I can't be wrong. It's fine, but I'm just saying because I feel like people nowadays are not doing their job in a sense of like
Yeah.
they're not doing their job in a sense of like renting, sorry, making sure that they're the right people, making sure that they
Yeah.
vibe for the right energy, you know.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. I feel like you wanted to say something, so
Oh, no, 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 no. You just broke up for a little bit there, so I was struggling to hear what you said for the last sentence. I was just trying to trying to make it out.
sorry because it's raining. Um,
It's raining.
the last sentence I was trying to say is people promote DJs, whoever is running the events need to be more vigilant and be more
Yeah.
selective
Yeah.
as to who they.
And there's so much nepotism. There's so much nepotism. I mean, I think everyone that's in it now has like benefited in some way, but there's so much people just booking people because they know them, because it's their friend, rather than based on talent. And there's so many talented young artists who I've met who are in Cape Town who have never been given the chance. And they produce their own music. They've been producing for years. They've been DJing for years, but they just don't have the in. And I think that's really sad. And I think we need to do better as an industry to give people opportunities to come and, you know, showcase what they can do, especially producers.
Yeah, I think we should have an event where there's producers that are unknown and DJs that are unknown,
Yes.
and have a showcase where like they all have a time, have a chance,
Yeah. Or
because
even just book them for your opening sets.
yes,
Like, you know, just give people chances. I think when people send a set to a promoter, a lot of the time, there's a lot of people who are less likely to listen to it or to book that person once they've heard a set from them, which is very counterintuitive. Because I think it's seen as desperate and like trying too hard to make it in. But there's so much talent that we aren't tapping into that's right here. Um, and that's why I always try to give my opening set slots at my events at least to somebody who hasn't really played before or who I know can produce music but hasn't been given the opportunity to DJ. And it's always gone well.
and to close that point, I think it's not about being perfect, right? For me,
Yeah.
it's about you knowing, okay, great. I like you having great music, right?
Yeah.
Great music. I like,
Yes.
I like great music is over technicality, because I think technicality is ruining
Yeah.
the way of people.
Yes, it's about the music. If you make a tiny mixing error every now and then, the whole crowd doesn't know. It's okay. Just focus on like the music. And yeah, you're so right. The technicality has, in some cases, taken away from the music. Like we just want good music. And you don't always have to be as niche as possible. Sometimes people just are just there to dance. And if you play music you love that's gonna make them dance, that's pretty much your job.
Yes, even if there are mistakes, people know that, okay, she's trying or he's trying. He's making sure that he's standing on business.
Yeah. And people don't even notice most of the time. Like if I'm a DJ and sometimes somebody will be like, "Oh, did you hear that mixing error?" And I'm like, you don't always pick up on it if you're in the moment. Like the crowd, even I've heard terrible mixing mistakes and nobody in the crowd notices. Like I'll look around and everyone's like having a good time because they don't know what to listen out for, you know?
Not professionals like us, but but it's all about believing, and it's always about, like, I feel like we need to fix that, because and we don't need more we don't need more DJs. We need more
Yes.
people.
Yes.
More we need more people that know what they're doing
Yeah.
and know how to book, pay people on time, and know how to, all the things, because
That's where the community comes in, because I think finding somebody that can DJ really well technically and read a crowd really well and produce really well and do the admin side really well is next to impossible. So that's why we need to have teams where this person can produce really well, but they're a bit of a nerd and they, sit in their room all day and make music, and somebody else can go out and be the face and push their music. Like that's, the only way we can
grow as
and get the most out of the talent we have.
I think, and also talking about bookings, like how, like because we tapped into that a little.
Yeah.
So how does your booking thing work for you? How does that?
So I've never, I don't send out sets really. I've never really messaged somebody and asked for a booking. So I just kind of wait until people, like somebody's seen a set and they've enjoyed it, they've had a good time, and then they reach out. And yeah, a lot of, because I'm in the industry, like a lot of people, me, yeah, I wait until they really want me on their lineup, and then it's meant to be, it'll happen.
Makes sense. Like for you, in your perspective, what makes what is the best, like, because we're still having this problem of booking people not paying people on time, and I don't I don't know how we're going to fix it, but I think it's necessary to fix it. If it's gonna
I think it starts at the root of the guest list culture that we've created, where everybody in Cape Town expects guest list, and people will spend however much on their night out, but won't pay 100 rand at the door for a ticket. And then the promoters don't make enough profit to do a really good, like, quality of production, and then they're struggling, and then they delay to pay DJs, and then the DJs are struggling, and it causes all of this friction in the industry that if people would just buy tickets to the events they love, we wouldn't have. That's where it starts.
100%. I think also it's like we must stop this thing of like, my friend is coming and then we have to stop everything and give them a special treatment. No, you're here to see me play, right?
Yeah.
You need to pay.
Yeah, and if you really want to support your friends' events, I think we all need to just be more conscious and more aware of supporting each other and supporting events, and where you can, buying a ticket. And if you can get guest lists, sometimes I'll just buy a ticket as well, if I really support the event.
100%, because I think the guest list culture has made the the thing of like not making sure that people understand, okay, this is a business. It's just, oh, I'm here to party. Like I
know it's my friend's party, it's cool, I can get guest list, but your friend's like gonna struggle. Rather, like, if you can get, like, you want to feel cool and get your friends on guest list because you know the owner, if it's your friend, you should be getting people to buy tickets, and I think not enough people get that and push that.
And I think it's gonna make the scene die a little, because it makes
It's already making the scene die. It's been very damaging already. I think that's why we're having such an issue with people not paying.
Yes, and I think it's like, what do you besides the guest list
Yeah.
but how can we as a culture make it known that we are taking it serious, we are making people understand that we love what we do, but we want to be respected, and we want to be shown that we know what we're doing, we understand that doing what we're doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think, that's what I've been trying to figure out and get right. I mean, I think all we can do is try and put on as authentic as, like, productions that we can be proud of, and that's what I've been trying to figure out. How do we fix the scene, because it is very broken at the moment. I think once I have the answer, I'll be very happy.
I think I don't have the answers, but I think that we can do.
Yeah.
I think that one then needs to stop this guest list culture, not stop it completely.
Yeah, but Yeah.
And two, I think people need to understand that we are running a business. We're trying to feed our families
Yeah.
here. We're trying that okay. But also like we need to have people that okay check people's guests,
Yeah. Yeah.
make sure it's limited so that I
Yeah.
don't know. I I feel like guestless culture is it's a good thing.
It
It's a bad thing.
is. I think there's guestless culture all over the world, but it's to get other people in the industry. It's supposed to be an industry thing, and I think it's become a thing of everyone in Cape Town expects guest list to every party, and if they don't get guest list, they won't go. Or there's so many other events happening on the same nights that they'll just go wherever they can get guest list. Um, so like I know from experience, if you want to have a full party, you have to guest list at least like 200 plus people just to get people to come to your event. Um, yeah.
That's not fair at all. That's not fair. I think I think to close that point, I think you need to understand. You told me the base of the problem is like people just don't want to spend money. They just want to like they just want to have fun and blah blah
Not even
blah. And you know,
spending money. I think it's just feeling like they're special, feeling like they're on the guest list. They'll spend 20 times what they would on a ticket on that night, same night out. But I think it's just that feeling of exclusivity that people are chasing.
100%. But I think it's also understanding that this is a business. This is because it's seen and it's hurting the people
Yeah.
that pay that.
But I think the only people that really like see that and look into that is us who are on the back end of it. I think the general party goer, they're not really like thinking much deeper into the mechanisms of the scene and how it's running. They just see an opportunity for guest lists, and if they can take it, they'll take it. I think the amount of critical thinking into what that might do for the organizer is not high in the consumer generally.
100%. That's really bad. That's really like that's a very
I
way
mean, it's
bad.
understandable. They're there to have a good time. I think it's up to us on our side to do better and to kind of cut that out as a whole, so that because when everyone's doing it, everyone has to do it to compete with each other. And if we all stand together and decide, okay, we're gonna be a bit stricter on these policies and not, because we can see what it's doing to the scene, that could potentially
I
help.
feel also I think the government also like they need to help us with all of the things because I feel like also we need need support, you know,
Yeah,
because I feel like oh the international DJs and international people get more support us, if that makes sense, or am I tripping?
no, 100%. Yeah,
And it's a very I love international people, I really do,
yeah,
but many of them coming to South Africa, which
yeah,
is a brilliant thing,
yeah,
but where's the money coming from?
yeah. And the government should be kind of like helping us to tap into that market. And I think we do. Like most of the cash comes in summer from the European market. But like if you look at the scenes in like Germany, I think the government gives them quite a large grants for the like art community and for the music community. And look how much it's thriving there. I think that would definitely help our scene a lot.
100%.
That support.
100%. I'm like, okay, my second to last question to you is what is like your dream back to back?
Ah, it's coming true at Physique. It's with Keenan. Yeah, he's honestly my favorite DJ. Anyone who knows me knows that I say this all the time. He is my favorite technically, and the way he reads a crowd and the energy he gives off when he's playing, like he's just like he's got the X factor, that you see in like really massive artists. And I think he's got so much potential. It's like my life's mission to um yeah, to get
I'm happy
everyone
for
who
you.
doesn't see that to do so.
I'm really happy for you that your dream is coming true for sure. Like there are two people I would like cry to play with. Like him, Keith, yours as well. Keith, yeah, he's really dope. I feel like he's really dope as well. but my other one is B type, because B type,
Yes.
I don't know, there's something about him
Yeah.
and the way that he does.
Well, I mean, the two of them just played back to back last weekend at Origin, so
That's crazy.
I
I mean,
know, right?
brilliant. I think like that will be a dream for me to do,
Yeah.
but to have actually. Like we forget to mention that like we don't need to have big inspirations. Let's have small ones.
Exactly. Yeah, and the local talent here has inspired me so much. Um,
100%. They
more so than some of the international sets that I've watched.
100%. My last question to you is like what is Valentine's, what does being Valentine's mean to you, and being in yourself or
Oh,
within person?
I don't really know. That's a tough one. Um, yeah, I think the most important person to love is yourself, and you can only love other people as much as you love yourself. So take time this Valentine's Day to, be there for yourself. If you need a little rest, love yourself and like be soft on yourself. I think that's going to be my Valentine's Day. I'm also playing in Halo, so I'm going to be DJing to lots of sad people.
I'm so proud of you. You are really inspiring any other incredible woman and incredible people. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for
you too. You're absolutely amazing, and I love the show and what you're doing. You're incredible, and yeah, I can't wait to meet you in person one day, maybe even back to back. Of
dreams may come true. You never know. So much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
course, yeah. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, this is amazing, and thank you to everyone who watched.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.